Hi, it's the 27th of August and we are reviewing for the test. So you're going to have a little worksheet which is attached, and the deal is with the worksheet there's several things that you need to know, along with knowing how to use the midpoint formula, the distance formula, or the Pythagorean theorem. Right? So the first one that you have to know is if you're trying to prove something is a straight line and they give you coordinates on the line, so you've got a dot here, and a dot here, and what you're trying to decide is it on a straight line or is it on a curved line, right? Right? So the sum of both of these parts, this one plus this one, has to equal the total from the first to the last. See, that's not going to be the case here. This one plus this one is not going to equal that one. Right? It's going to be longer. So for it to be a straight line, when you add these two pieces together, it has to equal the whole length. Right? Can't be like this. Okay? In a right triangle, they're going to give you three corners again. I'm going to draw the picture like it was a right triangle. And we don't know if it's a right triangle or not. Right? What you have to do is you have to figure out the length of all the sides, and the two short ones, right, are A and B. So the two short ones, when you square them, has to add up to be the long one squared. So when you show your work, you're going to show me that you found this length, you found this length, you found this length, and this one squared plus this one squared adds up to be the same as that one squared. Okay? Isosceles triangle, you did that on yesterday's homework. It has to have two equal sides, so they're going to give you three corners again. And then what you're doing is you're finding the length of all the sides, and if two of them are the same, then you can say yes, it's isosceles. But you have to show me that you found all three sides. The perimeter, whatever they give you, I can imagine it's a triangle again. So when they give you a triangle, to find the perimeter, all they want you to do is add all the sides. Now if they're all whole numbers, perfect, but say one of them was the square root of 80 or something like that, well then you'd have to break that down. Square root of 80 would be, what did we decide that was? 16? 16 times 5, which should be 4 radical 5. So if this one was 7 and this one was, let's say 8, right, then you'd have 7 plus 8 plus 4 radical 5, right? Well, you just add the whole numbers together. You can't add whole numbers and radicals, so you can't add the 8 to the 4, right? This stays by itself. So you'd add these two together. So what is that? That's 17. 16. What am I thinking? 16 plus 4 radical 5. So you have to add all the sides. And if they're all the same, perfect. No decimals allowed. Don't put decimals. Break down radicals. If it's a square they're asking you about, the square has to have 4 equal sides, so you have to measure the length of these sides. But that's not all, because a rhombus has 4 equal sides as well, right? So it also has to have perpendicular side. So if you can find one perpendicular, and if you forgot what makes something perpendicular, it's the slope of one has to be the opposite and the reciprocal of the other. So let's say the slope of this one was 3/5. Then the slope, if it's perpendicular, has to be the opposite and reciprocal slope. So if you can prove that all the sides are the same and that the slope of this one is the opposite reciprocal of the slope of this one, then you know it's a square, right? And it's not one of these. Can't be a rhombus. And then finally, when they're talking about a circle, what you are supposed to know about every circle. They're going to give you dots on the circle. And what you're supposed to know about the circle is the radius from the center to the edge is the same no matter where you measure it. So if I go from this center to that edge, that has to be the same as that. If I go from this center to that edge, that has to be the same as all three. So if they're all three the same, yes, it's a circle. If they're not, no way, Jose. And so I think that helps. There's a couple more questions on there, but I believe you can figure those out. So we'll see. That's the 27. Bye.